Yeah, we're at 6 o'clock.
Right, you have turned on the recorder.
Yep.
All right. I am calling the Village of Cross Plains Board of Trustees meeting of January 27th, 2025 to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Bratton.
Here.
Trustee Brotman. Trustee Borcar. Here. Trustee Brooklyn.
Here.
Trustee Paul Mikowski.
Here.
Trustee Calvater. Here. President.
Here. Let's stand for a pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're at public comment. This is an opportunity for anyone to address the village board on any issue. Please observe the time limit of 3 minutes. While the village board encourages input from residents and may not discuss or act on any issue that is not duly noticed on the agenda. We have anybody here that would like to speak? And how about on the computer?
I don't see anyone.
Okay. So we're going to move to the consent agenda. Upon request of any trustee, any item may be removed from the consent agenda for separate consideration under general business. Is there any item on the consent agenda that you would like separated?
We'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second. They have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. So moved. All right, we'll go to report of village officers. Their village president. We've got just 3 short things. One, just to update you on our partnership with the bank on the parking lot. We ended up, as part of that, we had to purchase a bench, a bike rack, and a picnic table. We have done that. The bench was $850, the bike rack was $245, and the picnic table was $1,126. We ended up having to pay $935.01 for shipping and handling, and the cost of our half of the parking lot was $16,500. So we were just a tad under $20,000. It was a pretty good estimate on that. The other thing is you received a magazine today, you know, the league one. It's a really good one. It has a lot of topics we're going to be dealing with: zoning, the zoning besides land division. It has RFQs, RFPs. It has comprehensive plan things. So I know it's dry topics, but I would read this and keep hold of it, because almost everything in here we'll probably be dealing within with this coming year. So I just wanted to give a heads up on that. And then the last is since no one is running against me, and I don't know if there'll be a write-in movement or anything, I'm gonna probably be serving another 2 years, so I'm just gonna start moving ahead as that is. As you saw, I'm already setting up for appointments for committees and reappointing people. You know, I'm just moving ahead with that. I do need names of people who you think would like to serve on a village committee, and I would really like females, especially on plan. We're gonna have some openings there, and we're losing one of our female reps there. So think about it, ask your neighbors, just send me an email and I can contact them. All righty. We have village vice president.
We have 3 anniversaries. On January 6th, Chief Tony did 5 years. Congratulations. Officer Silver did 15 years on January 4th. And Catherine Bear did 19, and she will be doing 19 on January 31st. So congratulations, everybody.
Yeah, super. All right, other trustee reports? Sarah?
I just want to give a shout out to Elizabeth and the library group. Library employees, they've been doing an excellent job with their programming. They just had a tea tasting that was a partnership with the university. Am I saying that right? Yeah, grant. Yeah, a grant opportunity. So I think that was excellent. Also, I personally have been trying to make more use of the library. They have board games and puzzles that you can check out. And so I think those are excellent offerings to the community.
Anybody else? All right, thank you, village administrator.
Yeah, I do have a couple. So the first thing I wanted to announce is Joe Pertzborn retired. So he was with our public facilities department for 18 years, and he's actually on the call too, it looks like, or on the Zoom. And so I just wanted to give him a shout out because in addition to maintaining and repairing village facilities, he was our resident mechanic. So he saved the village a lot of money being able to repair things on his own. And then he also holds a CPR training license as well, which he'll continue to use throughout his retirement. So we have him, he's going to be holding some trainings coming up for our staff as well. So we just wanted to celebrate Joe and thank him for his years of service. And then also wanted to bring up a couple things about our court. So our municipal court, just a couple of some notes about the difference between 2023 and 2024. So in 2023, we had 132 cases that were disposed. So those came through our court, and the court's income was just over $9,000. And in 2024, we had 352 cases disposed through our municipal court, which brought our income up to $22,700. So big shout out as well to Becky, who's been working as our court clerk. She's also on the call and has been staying on top of some old debt. And also has been writing letters to those who still owe us and making sure they are referred to state debt collections. So just wanted to give a shout out to her as well.
Anything else?
No, that's all I've got.
Right, thank you.
Mhm.
Village department heads or other reports, Mike?
The first one, the Lions Legacy project is starting to ramp up. We hope to have, the first kind of reading in regards to, planning efforts that are being put forward with the plan commission, next Monday, so. If you want to take a look at things at a time, kind of let us know, or if you want to be part of what you do, I would recommend stuff that in a little more detail. There'll be things like color choices at some point here with them. There'll also be some discussion about like what the signage looks like on the theater, along with some zoning changes that we need as well. Actually, something about. But obviously, it comes to planning commission, it will be then going to park and that committee, and then obviously. And they are looking to do a groundbreaking ceremony during trial day, so that first Saturday in May. Those things. And then I just wanted to thank Elizabeth, Rosemary Garfield Public Library. We kind of joined forces between the two departments, and hopefully, even though we're getting a really big warm up this week, we hope to be able to have some skates for some kids to be able to rent out in the library for free. So they can come and check them out at the library. And kind of get the first dose of skating. There's also divers for adults as well, so we'll have those available by the end of the week.
All right, thank you very much. Anybody else? All right, we'll go to general business. Our first one is our guest speaker. We have our school superintendent. Welcome. Thanks for coming again tonight.
Thanks for having me. I'm going low tech old school tonight.
All right.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
We all-
Yeah.
Good evening, thanks as always for letting me come and just give you a brief update about what's happening in the school district. It's hard to believe the second semester of the year starts this week, so we're halfway through. I think the older I get, the faster the years go. In my 6th year as superintendent, and by and large, this year has been a really, really productive one. A few updates, we have some board seats that are up for election this April. There are 4 seats up and we have 4 people running, 1 for each seat, so that all is gonna work out. It looks really nicely. We have 3 incumbents and then 1 person who's gonna be new to our board. We have a 9-member board, Board of Education. Mentioned we're starting our 2nd semester. Our 1st semester was really successful, and I just want to give some highlights and some shout outs to our amazing kids who did some pretty phenomenal things this fall. Our marching band took 1st place in the state level competition for the first time ever in its history. Color Guard took 1st place at state. That's the 3rd consecutive 1st place for the Color Guard group. Our boys soccer and girls swim and dive, both teams are back-to-back state champs. And our boys swim and dive is probably going to be a state champ too. They are crushing the competition this winter season. We had our fall musical. If you've never been to a musical at our PAC, you mentioned you have a 4-year-old granddaughter, Jay. They did Beauty and the Beast this year, and it was magical. They sold out every performance at the PAC, first time since 2016. So that was really great. And then every fall we get school district rankings. We're the #1 school district in Dane County, #2 in the state. There are 430 some odd districts in the state, and we're #2. So we're really proud of everyone who makes that possible. Our faculty, our kids, our very supportive community, etc. If you've been paying attention to news about school districts in the state, early this fall, there were a couple of districts who got coverage because of some financial strife and difficulty. Every time I'm out talking to community groups this time around, I want to give folks some reassurance. That's not the situation for our system. So we just celebrated 8 consecutive years of clean financial audits. So every year we are externally evaluated by an audit firm, and 8 consecutive years. There aren't that many systems across the state that can say that. We also have a target of keeping a fund balance of 30% as an organization. We're at a little over 36% right now. So financially, we're also just in really good stead, and we're super appreciative of all of that. As a district, there's a couple of things that we're really focused on this year. A couple of years ago, the state passed a literacy law that is dictating to public schools what resources and materials we have to use to teach kids how to read. It also has dictated some tests that we have to give students, etc. This is a significant departure from how teachers were trained, how to teach kids how to read. So there's a lot of new learning that our staff is having to do. But we're very supportive of the changes. And so far the implementation has been really good. We also want to make sure all kids, whether you're a student who's struggling in school or one maybe who is really excelling and needs something different, that every single student is getting what they need in our district. And so we put into place some additional interventions to make sure that happens. We also had a special education program audit by an external firm last year that resulted in several recommendations to our system. We're now putting those into place this year to make some enhancements to that. Super competitive labor market here in Dane County. You know, we're in a full employment economy. There are 16 school districts in our region. All of them are great. So our staff can go and work anywhere they would like to go, but we want to keep them here because we know talented people in our schools. It's really, really important. We have a strategic target of retaining 90% of the people who work for us. That includes bus drivers. We have our own bus fleet. So in every employee category, we want to keep folks. We hit our target this past year, and actually we're at 91%. So it also just lets us know that what we're doing is working from a staff retention and attraction perspective. Some things some folks might not know, we are a leader in sustainability efforts in the country, but also in the state of Wisconsin. 10 of our schools were recently named climate champions. I'm leaving here to go to one of our board meetings, and tonight we're asking our board to formally approve our first kind of set of sustainability projects, including several solar arrays, one at Glacier Peak here in Cross Plains. So we're really excited about all of that as well. We're prolific on all social media, Facebook. They say we're on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but apparently we have
Right now.
Instagram, etc. So our communications department is doing a really good job of just recognizing and celebrating all the ways our kids are thriving, and also giving some shout outs to staff too. So, please follow along. Also, I just would mention, on our website, we keep everything totally transparent. So all of our fiscal audits are there, our budget is there. We have a data dashboard there. Every bit of data you'd ever want to see, probably and more, about the work that we do with kids and with staff, is there too, if that's of interest. So that is my quick update. I would welcome any comments or questions you all might have for me.
Anybody have any questions?
There's Saturday night though for the pack, for the performing arts.
Oh,
For the Friends of the Performing Arts.
Yeah.
Parking was a little rough, but yeah. They had a little biscabobble on her thing, but besides that, yeah, it's
Okay,
great.
good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
Great.
wonderful.
I just have
Great.
one, it's not related, it's,
Yeah.
have you worked something out with, the Fireman's Park to keep, so that road is open now, or is it still very, no? Okay,
The road, I don't think is ever going to be open.
oh, is that right?
No,
Okay,
right now, there are temporary barricades there, sort of, Lee Street, which connects our campus to Parmenter.
Mhm.
That has largely been, cut off. We've been
Right.
told by the fire department in Middleton, who's the owner of that parking
Right.
lot now. They're actually gonna completely cordon that off with fencing, soon, because they are going to be tearing it up and returning it to green space, this spring or summer. So we're just kind of waiting for that to happen, but yeah, I don't think that
okay,
egress or entrance is ever gonna be there.
otherwise I think things are going really well, appreciate the hard work that you and the board have done and the staff.
Right, thanks again. Good to see
Thank you.
everybody. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, we'll go to number 2, discussion and possible action regarding Brewery Road final pay request. Do I have a motion?
To approve the, final pay disbursement, $42,505.70.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Would you like to give an over?
I would just talk about how the project turned out a little bit. It's been a while since I've been here, so for those of you that don't know me or don't remember me, Nick with Town and Country. I was on the project all summer, so you might have seen me out there. The final number for the project was 1.75 million, so a good $190,000 under the estimate. A lot of that was the rock that was already in the road was great. You know, the northern part of Brewery Road is pretty new at this point, so when we were digging it up, you know, if there's no point in, you know, the rock and fit the same rock back in. That was by far the largest part of the savings there. Other than that, there was some issues with the project at the very end. Contractor did come back and fix those at no charge under warranty, so in the end, it turned out pretty good.
Certainly gets used a lot, the bike path does.
Yeah.
All right.
I read it, so I agree.
Any other questions for Nick or? All right, then, all in favor, say aye. Aye, all opposed, same. So moved. All right, we'll go to number 3, discussion and possible action regarding county KP and the adjacent trail project budget breakdown. Nick, are you doing this one too?
I can
One-
answer any questions you have. I can give some background if you want.
That's up to the members. I think what it is we've approved the trail part of it, but we never really approved the KP part of it.
Okay.
So I think that's where the discussion is that if that's gonna move forward, we should have a discussion on it. Any questions on it?
But, I mean, I remember us being like, wait, did we do this? And then, did we approve the KP portion? And that's what we're talking about. So we didn't approve the KP?
No, we haven't done the KP.
Okay,
We've basically what we've done is 2 resolutions accepting the 2 grants that pretty much pay 100% of the bike trail. That's,
but not the road part.
yeah, that was basically it. Now, there has always been, the county has always asked for probably the last 4 or 5 years, because they're doing that where they're paid for half the road as long as you're willing to take it over once it's done. So we've done, that's how Church Street was done, with that kind of deal. So that's always been there, and I think, we put it on their long-term, project thing for 2026, because we were marrying it up with the trail. If you're gonna, at the time, there is a financial advantage of doing the trail and the road at the same time, because that way they only have to haul the equipment once there.
Right.
So that's kind of, Mike, if you want to add anything to it, but that's pretty much the historical part of it.
I remember you talking about how it couldn't be on one side because of something.
Yeah, Jay's 100% correct. The only thing I would say is, I don't know if any of you have ever been out there, been and are taking that trail. You just talked about this trail gets a lot of use. That one probably gets 5 times that use from the local neighbors out there. The problem that we have with that trail is, and or the roadway, why we were trying to do these together was that there isn't a lot of right of way, like throughout that whole area. So to be able to do stormwater management, pedestrian trail and the road all together was always under, staff's feelings that that's the best time to do it, is to do it all together. So the trail project really just kept getting pushed back based on the fact that we were waiting for the county to kind of say, hey, we want to do this project. And it was always going to be that the county was going to update the road project at the same time they were going to do the bridge, same time they were going to do the trail. Then, we kept saying, well, can I push this off for, a little bit longer? So then they did the bridge project already. So that part's done. But in general, we can't, the trail project may be really hard pressed to do without some engineering.
Would say the trail project would, in its own, need some part of the street to be redone, to add curb and gutter to manage the stormwater. That was within the grant application, was money to take care of those things.
Okay, and this is jogging my memory. I think it was Michael who had concern that the road was in pretty good shape, I believe, and so why would we redo it now? And that's what we're needing to decide.
Correct.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Well, and I feel like this provided that clarification, why
Yeah.
it's necessary, and that path is.
Yeah, right now, I took a bunch of pictures, so if you didn't vote on it tonight, I was gonna say hold off and let's go through and have everyone go out and take a look at it. It's in really bad shape in a number of different areas. We've actually had a couple of complaints on the path part, not the road.
Oh, the path, because the road, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you could bring right.
And we've actually had someone in a wheelchair, hit the driveway there, and fall on their face, so.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's debating
Right.
the trail needs to be done to meet the standard that the driftless, that whole
Yeah, yeah.
connection from Sauk City and everything,
And in
so.
between not having right of way, not having village property and having electrical lines in the way, that metric that we'd hope to meet, we wouldn't be able to meet in the current state, like the way that it's all currently set up.
It would have to be widened.
Yeah, right, yeah, I understand that, and that, but in all fairness, the grants and every cover the trail with modifying the road. It just makes more sense if you're gonna modify the road, do it all instead of in other pieces, but the grants covered the part where we could do the trail. It took in consideration the roadway. And I think one of the questions on the roadway is, we're doing curb and gutter, right? And right now, the north side of that road, it kind of slants, so it goes onto the gravel and then into the rip fields and stuff. So, one of the question is, when we do curb and gutter, you're concentrating that into a pipe versus having it spread over the whole length of the road, but I forgot what when I asked that, what his response was. It's just, if you're gonna do it, you just have to do the curb and gutter. I don't remember what the.
Well, and we're really just kind of pushing things forward to get that part of that discussion to be had, right? So Brian's able to start the engineering and start, what you're hoping to make it look like, and or what type of stormwater management it can hold, which will also, I think you can still have those discussions. The board would have those types of discussions with county country, let's say, engineering the project.
But I thought, This one, the part that surprised me here was the cost of sewer work. It was my understanding that there would be no utility work needed there, that it was just road work. So, you know, that adds an extra $1.5 million, and I remember it only being $1 million.
Yeah, I was going through today, I looked through Eller's report and they had 1.2 million back in 2022 for the project, so.
Yeah,
We're trying to plan it, it's still actually what they expect the project to be, I don't know about the sewer.
We would have included storm sewer along the entire curving there.
oh, that storm, oh yeah, okay, forget it, I was thinking sewer. And I know we just put
Wrong
a whole
sewer.
bunch of money when we did Scenic Valley into that I'm thinking, why do we have to do sewer again? Storm. I didn't see the storm sewer, I call it storm. Gotcha,
But did you say we're gonna own this then? Will we
Yes.
be voting? And how far will we? end?
go to Scenic Valley, you know, they fixed, when we had them do Scenic Valley, they did the road.
Right,
So
like,
to the end of where they did that, all the way to the bridge, so we're really doing between Scenic Valley and the bridge.
okay.
That's the last part, that's,
Gills Way to the bridge.
okay, yeah.
Oh, not to Chefs. I was-
No, that's already done.
That's all brand new.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We had them,
Yeah,
we
you're
had the developer
Yeah.
actually put all of that in, so it met the same specs that we would hope.
We upkeep them to the shut property.
Correct.
Right now, we only do half. The county does supposedly the other half. But I gotta
So you
feel
can
it.
get there, but you can't get home.
Yeah, I gotta believe we do it all, but anyway, that's how it's set up. The north side is the county, the south side's the village.
Question with that bridge that's being redone, who owns the bridge?
Great question.
I think the
The
county,
auditors asked that today too, but
Who did?
the auditors,
Oh,
I told them the county.
I think that falls, the roadway we're responsible for, I think bridges are owned by state or
Okay, so-
county, because it's over a waterway.
I can get an answer.
Cause I was even wondering, is the other bridge, do we own that? or not? I mean, we might own the road surface, that was.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. then-
Because when we did the bridge, we didn't pay anything for the bridge. The only thing we would have to do is if we wanted to do some decorative addition to their basic bridge design, but otherwise, I thought it was state or county that,
I'm willing to bet if you didn't pay for it, then you don't.
yeah, and we didn't pay for the update done on KP, but
We didn't,
they were just trying to do the two together.
gather, okay. So,
Yeah.
We did pay 20,000 for the KP bridge.
Probably.
yeah, there was some,
I think the agreement was up to 25,000, but it came to like 20.
yeah.
It's for half of the sidewalk or half. of
Yeah, I
the-
think that.
oh
was-
yeah, maybe that,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember that.
because that's an add on.
Right.
Okay, what was this?
So-
So we could find out for certain, like, that'd be great, cause I wondered that a few times, I'm like, I don't think we.
No, but that's not related to this, so we gotta, so are we looking,
Well, it is related to this, because if we're gonna take possession of KP, do we take possession of the bridge, is that part of that road surface that we then become responsible? Like, I was wondering if we become responsible for the bridge, it sounded like we don't, but it could be related.
No, but
You said
we've already-
it's gonna be the whole thing.
well, we already own that road. That road is ours because it's annexed on both sides.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
Engineering
I don't know.
comfortable that they'll be able to fit it all into that area.
Yes.
Do you need a motion? on that?
I will take one if you wanna make one, but it's your decision to make.
The fundamental question is, looking at what this is saying is, we want to spend about $1 million to fix a road that is in horrible condition, and we aren't repairing water and sewer beneath it. It's kind of the idea. I mean, granted, we're fixing a trail, we have money to do that. But are we fixing something that isn't broke?
I get where you're coming from, but the fact where this can connect to how many other places, and it's only 3 feet wide, like I walked there and rolled my ankle.
No, what he's saying is,
To rip up the road to do it,
no, he's saying just to do the trail, not the road.
No, I'm saying it's $1 million to do the road, to do the.
Right, that's, I'm
Yeah.
trying to, it's not, he's saying go ahead and do the trail, but not the
Right.
road. That's what his
But
It,
didn't they basically say though, in order to do the trail, they're going to have to go into part of the road, so kind of like, in order to do the trail, we have to redo the road.
no, you can just do that part of the road for the
Oh,
trail.
That would be under these branch funds.
Yeah. But the question is, if you're gonna do part of the road already under grant, would you do the rest? The timing is bad in the sense that this will be exactly the same time that Village Hall hits the books, if you want. That's my only hesitation. It's another $1 million, which,
I will say, looking at the 2022 report, it did have this project and the Village Hall project on it together for that.
well, no, it did,
But I
but
know the Village Hall project's a lot more, where this project actually is still at the same price as it was back in.
well, we'll see when we get bids.
Well,
But you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, we're not turning it into a 4-lane road versus a 2-lane. You're correct on that. Well, what are people's thoughts?
I'm for it, actually. I mean, for sure I'm for the trail, because it means it's got.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's got it.
I don't think there's any debate in that because there's not a cost to that. It's the matter of, do we replace the road at the same time, which would be from Gill's Way to the bridge?
And the grant covers some of that. If we do,
not the road.
not the road at all.
The grants cover the whole trail.
Right,
project.
okay.
Well,
But it covers part of the road in the sense that,
if you came out on the road.
yeah.
Some
So
of the road- when I say the road, some of the road has to be redone, they gotta put a curb and gutter in there, so they have to do a certain portion of the road to put that curb and gutter in there. It would not be a significant improvement in its quality. It would be whatever's necessary to put the trail. Just because the right of way is so tight, that there's already a ditch there that the water goes in now we have that curb and gutter. We have to fit all that in the right of way, that curb and gutter getting put in takes some of the.
So without the road being done, how wide is the trail going? Do you know? I mean, it's going to be
3 feet.
the same size. as what- I mean, no.
That's what it is currently. I'd say there's a portion of it that would be,
Doing the grant work with the trail would make the trail the width, I forget if it's 8 or 10 feet. To do that requires going into the road, to fit that width of trail in there, and get rid of the ditch. So it would not be we would not put back a 3-foot path, it would be 8 to 10.
Will the county let us change the road if they still own it?
It would have to be an agreement between you.
I believe that side is our side, if you're keeping it on the south side. I think they own the north. We can ask Jerry on that, but that's,
I was just making sure if like. say we
But that's
were gonna
most
do
of the
that,
village on
then we have
the
to
south
Go back
side.
and say, hey.
Yeah, but they might not 33 feet center of the road right of way, just by state law.
I just know the agreements are 50.
So what I'm understanding is we could kind of chop, hack, cut it to put a path in there. Or do it all and have a 30-year solution versus creating another problem in 10 years, 12 years, 15 years.
Yeah, I'm not a person. We would have to have someone look at that to see what the life of that road is. I don't know. I mean, I agree with Michael. It's certainly, there's a lot of roads in town that are in worse shape than that, for sure. But I couldn't tell you that's good for another 5 years, another 10
That
years.
area is only gonna get busier, more traffic in
Oh, yeah.
too.
That, yes.
And Brian's memo does say that the road is 15 years old already.
Right.
While the resurface happened 15 years ago, so they're already sealing it. And it's probably gonna require reconstruction in the next 15 years.
The county's made it pretty clear that they are not prioritizing.
Right, absolutely. Well, we can, why doesn't someone make a motion? We'll see what how we go.
I'll make a motion that we pass, the county KP and adjustment trail project budget. It doesn't really say. It
No, I
says
would just
discussion.
say that you're making a motion to start the engineering work for the trail and AP road.
Okay, that's what I said.
Second,
All right, I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion?
Oh, yeah,
Go ahead,
What
Michael.
did she motion for? She motioned to start the engineering work?
Cause isn't that what we had in the budget, the engineering work?
I would say,
I thought we had 85,000. That's what brought it all up.
Mhm.
It was the 85,000, which was for the engineering.
Right, well, we don't,
So, that's what we're gonna approve, that's what we're talking about approving.
right. So does that mean we're approving this project then? or-
No, we can't approve money for 2026 with this board here. State law only allows you to do 1 year, because there'll be a new board in April.
Right,
And they'll have a right to decide where the money goes for 2026. We can approve the money to be spent in 2025. Which is the engineering of this project.
right. Okay, I'm not comfortable approving the whole engineering for the trail and the road, because it seems like we're going ahead with the entire project. I'm not gonna support this vote, just basically because I need more clarity on what the village hall is gonna cost moving forward with our debt load. That's why I'm not supporting it. I would support engineering just to work on the trail aspect. But I don't want the road included in here at this point.
Okay. And see, I'm kind of the opposite, do the engineering work. If we choose not to do it in 2026, we don't have to because we have the engineering, but that leaves it open. And if it's 2027, the work is done. I don't think the road is gonna change that much, so.
I would say that the grant expires in 20.
No, we'll have to do the trail part for sure. But I think once you do all the engineering, there'll be more to look at the impact that has on the road. So you don't know that until you do the engineering, and I think at this project, it's been on the books for many, many years. Those grants have been expired in 2026, and we lose $500,000, so it's time to move it forward, so if you're gonna do the engineering, do the whole path and the road, that's how I'm looking at it. All right, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Brett,
Yes.
trustee Borcar,
Yes.
trustee Paul Mikowski,
No,
trustee Borland,
Yes.
trustee Calvater,
Yes.
president Langford.
Yes. All righty. Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
Discussion and possible action regarding 2025 No Mow May resolution.
I can kick things off and
All right.
Michael can kind of follow suit if you'd like. So this is a resolution very similar to what was passed in 2024 for No Mow May. So that is the month of May, in which residents can leave their grass to grow, to promote pollination, encourage wildflowers to grow, and to kind of continue the village's efforts in sustainability and commitment to the environment. So this resolution is identical basically to the 2024 resolution. We're just getting it to you a little bit sooner than we did last year. So I don't know if you want to add anything, Michael, from the Sustainability Committee?
that's pretty much it. We got this to you like the last week in April last year. We're trying to get it to you a little bit earlier.
Appreciate that. Cody?
There's a question I was thinking about reading over this weekend. Is this something we can write into an ordinance? That we don't have to annually revisit it? Like, I'm pretty sure we all are in favor of this. I choose not to because of the. How I have to pay to mow in June.
A lot of people are finding
I'm
that.
100% for it, but I feel like we should be able to write it into an ordinance where it's
We could.
every April
There's
30th, it's relaxed.
the ordinance that talks about the length of the grass. You just do an amendment to it allowing that to be void
Yeah,
for the month of May.
That's all you have to do. Yeah, I mean, if we want to, we can look into that.
Yeah.
We can think of,
Take it up with the sustainability committee. They have my full support.
yeah, we can
Yeah.
bring it up. We are sort of finding that as the years go by, this is becoming less and less done in the village, so.
Yeah, 'cause it is, I mean, if you let it go and you try to mow it at the end of May,
Yeah,
it's a difficult
I
task.
can't remember who it was, but they started doing like small patches in their yard.
So we do.
And so,
We do.
you know, like you have like a 3x3 section here, and a 3x3 section here.
Yeah, cause
Well,
it's,
we mow around by our house, so we don't have curtains, but yeah.
yeah,
But I like it because then it
Yeah.
allows. my-
they can look
Yeah.
at, look up which zoning, the zoning thing and look at how you can redo it, but that's gonna take time.
Okay,
So I think this is, again, that's a long-term solution for sure.
I'll make a motion to approve 2025 no mow May resolution.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same, so moved. All right. We'll go to discussion and possible action regarding the position grade system policy annual minimum and maximum pay adjustment. If you remember, we put this policy in last year. These are our ranges. The agreement is you move those, because that's what happened before. We had it since 2014, no one adjusted it, so they went out. So basically you increase them at the rate of what the salaries increases were for that year. These are the adjusted ones or the old ones? And
This
you're
is
gonna
the adjusted number.
Okay,
Yep, for 2025.
okay. So that's pretty much what it is. It's just following the policy and it's supposed to happen every January.
Mhm.
So do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the adjusted position grade system policy.
Right, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Did we make sure all the employees are in these ranges for their grades?
I didn't double check, but they should be.
I think they should be,
Yeah,
but
because
the
I don't
only,
know why they wouldn't be.
well, because there were a couple employees got an extra 1,500 that was above the 3%. Now, I don't think, but I think those are the two that we should check on.
I'll double check.
Okay,
Well, wasn't someone just appointed to the public facilities? You know, whoever that is, make sure he's in the right range and all that stuff, you know. what I'm
Yep, I mean, just looking at those, I can tell they're all in there.
Okay.
Yep.
saying?
all right, any other discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. So moved. 6, discussion and possible action regarding amending ordinance section 86.06 sub E of the sign code off-premise advertising signs at Bear Park. You want me to?
Yeah, I mean, you can start it. I can take it, whatever you like.
Okay, it was, as you know, we put up advertising signs on the fences of the 2 ballparks in Bear Park. It was brought to the attention of Parks and Rec that was in violation of our zoning code. So what this does is in that zoning code, there is a section of exceptions, basically.
Mhm.
So we just wrote in an exception for Bear Park for the fencing and the scoreboard. So now if this gets passed tonight, then we're in compliance with the zoning code. It went through plan. We had a public hearing, no one objected to it, so it's pretty much good to go with plan passing it and no one objecting to it at the public hearing. Did you want to add anything to it? You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, anything?
Oh, good.
All right, do I have a motion?
I make a motion to amend the ordinance 87.06 to the sign code as proposed.
I'm second.
All right, discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye, all opposed, same. All right. Number 7. Discussion and possible action regarding approval of the new Village Hall Police Department project moving forward. This was tied to, on the 13th, we all met, we were briefed on where we are with the project. We thought it was at a critical point that we wanted input from you. We received that input. We'll put it to good use. So what we'd like is action to move the project forward.
I will make the motion to move the Village Hall and Police Department project forward.
All right, do I have, all right, I have a motion and a second discussion. Michael?
Well, some of these items concerning the energy use was brought up at the sustainability project, and sent that email to you and Carly about the focus on energy.
Oh, yeah, I saw the three, yeah, I was aware of that, yeah.
Representative. Well, so Carly then emailed him back after our sustainability meeting and to get involved in. There's a project where a building is still in the design phase that Focus on Energy can get involved. The architecture firm can send them the building specs. They do 3 different levels of energy efficiency on the building. Gives us options for which one we would like to pursue if we would, depending on. I'm assuming that as they go up, it's more insulation, better air conditioners,
Yeah.
better boilers, etc. And then you would get better rebates on that. I would like to make sure that we are part of that project moving forward with this building. Sounds like, and because it wasn't discussed at the last meeting, there is no cost to be involved, and Focus on Energy actually gives some small funding to the architecture firm for their time for sending the materials over. That was just something I wanted to.
Yeah,
So we were-
I brought it up a number of times because we use that for Midtown.
Okay,
So they're aware of
I
that,
didn't know.
but like you say, you need the specs yet,
Mhm.
and that's where we're at. That's the next part of the next step, is to write up the specs, because right now, we just have shells, basically.
I was just gonna say, like, I was under the impression when we left the last meeting that was still on the table.
Oh,
We're
absolutely,
just moving it ahead so they can
Yep.
get to that, okay.
yeah, absolutely.
okay, well, yeah, okay, well, that was my question.
Yeah.
Even the fellow I brought up geothermal before in his thing, he even said when they were doing the specs for the building, Focus on Energy could also do a geothermal analysis to see what the energy possible savings from that would be
Okay.
inside of this program, to see if that would be an option that we wanted to consider. It'd be something that they could probably look at. He wasn't 100% sure, but he made it sound like it could be investigated.
Well, we'll certainly share that,
Yeah.
like I say, I'm familiar with the program and I know what the meetings are like and stuff,
Yeah.
so.
I don't,
We can send it to Matt and
or planning group.
make sure they're engineers. I have to believe they've worked with other agencies like Focus on Energy, so. Absolutely.
Just 2 other things that were spoken about at the sustainability committee, if I could just do it real fast. One was, are we considering an electronic vehicle charger in the parking lot of this facility at all?
Well, we'd have to talk to MGE. Unfortunately, in the state of Wisconsin, we can't do it ourselves. We cannot do it. They would have to be willing to do it.
Okay,
So we'd have to check. Last I heard, it was pretty expensive. Because MG&E charges. I'd have to look, but the last time I heard it was in the $50,000 range.
okay. Is there a possibility inside of the design work that say conduit could be placed from the building to an area in the parking lot or a spot where should laws change, should costs come down, the vehicle become more expensive, that's already like roughed in, so we don't have to like tunnel.
Yep.
thing
I think
out
that's a really good idea. We're gonna be doing roughing in for a number of things.
for a future.
For a future generator, for charging stations within the garage.
Okay, like electronic vehicle truck, because that was another thing, with their police cars gonna go down there eventually, they were gonna come electronic vehicles, we were hoping that there was gonna be roughing in at the chargers and the police station moving forward, because in 10 years, that might be
Yep.
absolutely what they want, okay.
One of their engineers talked about that at one of
Yeah.
the core planning meetings, that once they get the design down, then it's where they start figuring out where everything goes. And in the future, you're gonna want this between solar, outdoor charging, light stations, power hookups.
Okay, oh, we were just talking about it at the
Yeah.
meeting, and we
No,
hadn't
good.
talked about it at the other thing, we just wanted to make sure it was like.
Cause I was the same way, I was like, if we're gonna build this, it should all be
Right,
planned, so you
and
don't.
it's very cheap to put in conduit compared to trying to
Doing
put that
that.
stuff, yeah.
Going through concrete block or whatever later
Yeah.
on, it's a lot easier to put pipes in now.
Drop the washer dryer plugs, it's like.
Yeah, it's a matter of bringing whatever they use, 220, power.
240, I can't remember what it
Yeah.
is.
Anything else there, Michael?
No, that was what I had going back to them, and, thanks, just wanted to make sure.
Yep. All right, motion, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. So moved. All right. Future agenda item. All righty. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all to adjourn, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same, so moved, excellent.